Hi guys. We're going to take a look at the Geogebra program here and talk about how to use it to translate an object using a vector. So we're looking at the Geogebra screen, and I'm going to center the XY axis a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to click on this tool here and then click and hold down the mouse key and move this so it's a little bit more centered. Okay? And now I'm going to go back to this tool here, which is the Move tool. And you always want to return to that tool after you've done some kind of other tool. So let's put an object on the screen. So I'm going to click on this polygon, okay, and go over here and just click and create a point, move over, create a point, move up, another point, and then back to my starting point. Okay? So I've created a triangle, ABC, and I can move this triangle around. Looks pretty good. Okay? But I want to show a couple more things on this triangle before I do the vector and everything. So I'm going to go to point A and get my cursor right over point A and do a right mouse click and pick Object Properties on this pop-up menu. Okay? So we're looking at point A, that's the name, and where it says Show Label here, I'm going to click on that and pick Name and Value. And when I close out of here, you'll see what happens. It actually put the ordered pair for point A, okay, which is -7, 1. I'm going to do the same thing to point B, Object Properties, select Name and Value, close out, point C, right-click, Properties, Name and Value, there we go. Okay. And again, when I move this triangle around, all of those things will change, right? Change dynamically. Okay? Pretty cool. All right. So what I'm going to do now is translate this triangle using a vector. Okay? So up here on my toolbar, I'm going to move over to this tool right here and click the little triangle in the corner to get other options. And if you see this one down here, oh look, translate by vector. Very nice. Clicking that, okay? So I've selected that translate tool. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on the triangle because that's what I want to translate, okay? Then I'm going to move over and I'm going to create a vector by clicking once and clicking twice, and this triangle has been moved according to the direction and length of this vector. So I hope you guys can see that, but what's really interesting, I think, is if I change this vector, the triangle changes, the position of the triangle, right? This is my original object here. This is my image, and the image, depending on, how I move my vector around, moves dynamically with it. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Okay? That's a translation, something that we've talked about in class. If you look over on the left side here where it says vector U, the vector is written in component form, right? Starting point D moves right 3 units and down 1. There's the components form for vector U. That's what they're naming this vector. Okay? Couple more things I want to show you real quick on this, and then we'll be done with this particular one. So I'm going to click on this tool here and click on text because I want to put a title on here. Okay? So I clicked in the middle of the screen and I get this box come up, and I'm going to type in vector, vector, vector translation. And if I click OK, There's the title. All right. Now, I'm going to go back to the arrow tool and I'm going to right mouse click on that text that I just entered and go to the properties and select text. And I want this text to be larger. Right now it's just small. So I'm going to click on here. If I choose medium, you can see it got a little bit bigger. If I choose large, it gets a little bit bigger. I think I like that. So I'm going to click OK and then close this. And there's the title of my GeoGebra sketch. Okay. I'm going to also, kind of make these triangles look a little bit nicer. Okay. So this triangle here, which was the object triangle, I'm going to go right in the middle of that. Again, right mouse click, object properties. You use this all the time. I'm going to move over to the color and change it to a nice blue color. Okay, there's a preview. If I want to make it a little bit darker, shaded, I can move this slider. Okay, close out of that. I think that looks a little bit better. I can change the color of this one too by doing that same right mouse click, going to properties. I don't know, maybe change that to orange. Okay. And there's a lot of options here that I'm not showing you that I would expect you guys to kind of take a look at. All right. So I hope that makes sense. We'll talk about this more in class, but this is your first part of your GeoGebra project, the vector translation. Okay. So that's it. I'll see you guys soon.